What's going on, family? It's your man Miami Patron here for another video, coming to you from my hometown of San Diego. Alright guys, now this is the #1 channel for those of you that want to travel full-time and make money while doing it. They're called digital nomads. Alright, so go ahead and leave a comment below of the next city you want to go ahead and travel to. Alright guys, so I want you to go ahead and don't mind my background. This is my grandparents' house. This is the house I grew up in, and right now they're doing construction in the background, so it looks very ugly. The trees are cut down. Don't mind it, right? We're not in a beautiful view, but I still got some great content to deliver for you guys, all right? So what I'm gonna be talking about in this video is the 2 business models that allowed me to become a digital nomad over the last 2 years. Now, I didn't know I was a digital nomad until about a couple months ago, but I have been able to leave this household back when I was 21 years old. I'm about to turn 24 now in the next month or in the next 2 months, and it's because of these 2 businesses, it allowed me to leave the house, go to Miami, travel all over the world from Puerto Rico, you know, I was in Colombia for 5 months, New York, and all over the place, and now we're going to be going to Brazil in February for the carnival. All right, so I'm going to be breaking down these 2 businesses, the pros, the cons of each one of them, and maybe you can walk away with this video knowing which business that you can start right now to get you started. So both of these businesses, right, that I'm gonna be talking about can be ran from anywhere in the world, because obviously, you know, if you're a digital nomad, you got to be able to work from anywhere on your laptop, whether you're in Bali, whether you're in South America, or whether you're in Europe, wherever you want it, whatever your heart desires. All right, so both these business models allowed me to do that. Now, some business models I made more than the other, some had better pros and cons, but I'm gonna be breaking down those right here. So I'm gonna be looking down at my notes. I'm not gonna do any editing. I'm just gonna, you know, keep it raw with you guys right here. That's how I like to do it. So those 2 business models right now that I'm gonna talk about are, #1, social media marketing. Those are cats fighting right now. I did not plan that. All right, so the first one is social media marketing, more specifically Facebook advertising for local businesses. All right, so that's the first one. I'm gonna be talking about the pros and cons of that, and the second one is consulting. Now, consulting sounds, you know, pretty like, you know, pretty difficult, but I'm gonna make it super simple that you could get started with that, you know, even this week. All right, so let's start with #1 with social media marketing. Now, I started this back when I left this house when I was 21 years old, when I moved to Miami. All right, and with this business model alone, it allowed me to make anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 my first year out there in Miami. So let me explain what social media marketing is, specifically Facebook ads. All right, I ran a Facebook advertising agency. So for those of you that are watching this, you probably use social media, right? Facebook and Instagram. So if you guys ever see the sponsored posts or the ads that you see on your story, anything like that, guys, somebody is behind the scenes creating those ads, doing the targeting, writing the copy, making the videos, all that kind of stuff. But small businesses out in Miami, you know, gyms, tattoo shops, you know, all that kind of stuff would pay me anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month to run those ads for them, which was really, really cool. And when I first moved out to Miami, my first 10 days, I landed 2 clients in social media marketing, which allowed me to make $2,500 a month, and I scaled it up from there. So that's basically what Facebook advertising is: running Facebook and Instagram ads for local businesses to go ahead and get leads so people can come in and use their services. All right, so I'm going to talk about the pros of this business model here, because this is the one where I made the most amount of money over the last 2 years. So one of the pros is it's a minimum amount of work to get this thing going, right? Because the thing about ads is once it's up and running, all it is just management, making sure the ad's doing well, making sure it's converting, you know, testing, trying new things out. But once you get it set up, once you set up your funnels, if you don't know what this stuff is, don't worry. But once you set up the little website, which is the funnel, once you set up the ads, you know, get it running, it literally only took me maybe 4 to 10 hours per month per client. Like, for example, right now I still have clients to this day that, you know, that I've had for almost a year, and they've paid me almost $10,000. This particular client, they pay me $1,000 a month, so a little over $10,000 that they've paid me. And guys, think about this: I've worked less than 10 hours the entire year on their advertisements, but they're entirely happy with the results that they're getting, and the ads are delivering, right? So it doesn't take a lot of time to deliver results for this business model, right? So that was one of the big pros, right? It's about 10 to 15 hours a month to run this, depending on how many clients you have. The second one is it's monthly predictable income. And that was the thing that I love the most about this business model, is because clients are going to pay you on retainer. They're going to pay you $1,000 a month. They're going to pay you $1,500 a month to run their advertisements, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on Instagram. And so think about this. If you know you have 5 clients that are each paying you $1,000 a month, you know that every single month, at least while they're with you, you're going to get paid $5,000 a month, which is really cool for those of you that like sustainable, predictable income, right? That was one of the biggest things that I loved about it. So I knew exactly how much money I was going to make the next month, as long as I kept my clients or kept getting more clients. I knew how to increase my income. The next thing is you can earn profits very, very fast, all right? It's not like some other business models like e-commerce, which I'm getting into now with Amazon, where it takes, a couple months to make a profit because you have to reinvest the profits. The cool thing about this, is you're providing a service, and because you're providing a service, you get profits right away. So when I first moved to Miami, my first 10 days or so, I got 2 clients paying me $2,500 a month, and that was about a 90 to 95% profit. So if you're looking to make money right away, that, a couple grand within the next, say, 14 days, that is one of the easiest business models that you can do, because you're selling a done for you service, which is about a 90% profit. Now, as you scale and once you get more people, build a team, those profits go down, but it's an easy business model that you can start up right now. All right, so that's basically how I even got started with this entire journey of making money online and traveling as a digital nomad with social media marketing. All right, so let me go ahead and also, you learn the basics of one last thing. You learn the basics of internet marketing when you run Facebook ads. For example, let's just say one day down the road you decide you want to switch your business. You learn Facebook ads, funnels, all this kind of different stuff that will allow you to have skills later on. For example, right now I don't really have I still have clients from the agency, but I'm not really growing it. But I still have those skills like internet marketing, Facebook ads, and funnels, that when I launch, say, like my online program, or launch something else for my own personal needs, my own personal business, I have those skills that will benefit me moving on in the future. All right, so let's talk about a couple cons, because there's no such thing as the perfect business model, right? So the number one con that I didn't really like was customer service, right? Because now that you're in a service-based business, you are gonna have customers, and customers complain sometimes, all right? That was one of the biggest things I didn't like, is especially if you're not delivering results, your customers are gonna be up your butt. And if you don't set standards for your business and expectations, your customers will cancel on you. They will call you in the middle of the night. They will text you, and they will want things done right away on their time frame, not on your time frame, right? And that's just the nature of having a customer service based business, is you got to deal with people, their complaints, their things go bad, and setting expectations. So if you're not good with people, probably not the best business to get into. All right, the next thing, it's hard to scale that business model. Now, when I first launched that business model, I was about $2,500 a month. Within 4 months, I was making about $5,500 a month, and up from there up to about almost $7,000 a month within 6 months, which is pretty good, because you think about it, most people that making $7 grand a month have a college degree or been working at a company for 10, 20 years. I did that within 6 months, right? So it's easy to scale. Now the problem is, like, once you get past 10, 15, 20, $30,000 a month, now it gets a little bit more difficult, because you're gonna need a team to be able to manage your clients. Because think about it, there's 2 parts of scaling that business model. There's scaling your clients, so making sure your clients are getting results, running their ads, but then also the business side of it, right? So running getting your own clients and getting more clients for your own personal business, right? Because you want to be able to you don't want to work in your business, you want to work on your business. So in order to do that, you got to have a team of people. So once you get past the $10,000 a month plus part, it's going to get very, very difficult to scale. And the last one is, the reason I got out of social media marketing almost a year ago was because it doesn't really make an impact on the world. All right, I'm the person, I love to communicate with people. That's why I'm making these YouTube videos. I love to change people's lives. I love to teach. The thing about social media marketing, even though it is a viable business that you can start right away, you don't need a college degree and you can make money very quickly, it doesn't really make an impact on the world. Getting a local gym or a local tattoo shop a couple more clients per month, making them extra money, it doesn't really fulfill me, and it may not fulfill you as well, but it is a great start if you're just looking to make money. But in the long-term sense, it wasn't something for me, because it doesn't really make an impact on the world the way I want to move my life. All right, because you're just, like I said, generating revenue for a local business. All right, so let's go ahead, and hope you got a lot of value from that. Let's go ahead and hop into number 2. And the number 2 way I've been able to live online, or basically travel the world for the last 2 years and make money online, is from consulting. All right, so that might sound like a scary word, because when I heard the word consulting, I'm like, man, I didn't go to college. I don't have well, I have a suit, but I'm not trying to wear a suit. You know what I'm saying? Right? So consulting, what is consulting? Basically, consulting is taking your knowledge and teaching it to somebody else. Not physically doing the work, but teaching somebody how to do the work. For example, if I'm running a social media marketing agency, I am doing a done-for-you service, right? I am physically doing the work for the client. Now, let's just say I taught that local business. Instead of doing the ads for them, I taught them how to create the ads. I taught them how to do the funnels, all that kind of stuff. Now I'm a consultant. I'm not doing the work, I'm teaching the work, right? That's in a simple sense, that's what consulting means. So over the last couple months, I've made almost $20,000 just from consulting. Actually, more than that. That's just on one of my businesses. Between consulting, whether it was Instagram, but mostly I've been consulting in the area of teaching people how to launch online courses. Right? One of my mentors, Sam Ovens, I took his program and I got really, really good. Studied almost 4 months on how to teach somebody how to launch an online program. Because at the time, I already had an online program that made me about 5 figures. All right. So basically, like I said, I would take my knowledge. What consulting is, I would take my knowledge and I would teach somebody how to do something. Right. In this case, online courses. So let me go and tell you the pros and benefits of consulting. Right. Because you can start consulting as well. Let's start with the pros. Number one. The pros of consulting is it costs $0 to get started. Because think about it, all you're doing is selling your knowledge online, right? For example, this video right here is me consulting you, teaching you 2 business models that have allowed me to travel the world for the last 2 years, right? That is consulting, this video. So it doesn't take any money. All you have to do is have knowledge in order to teach it to somebody, right? So 0 startup costs. All you gotta do is get on a camera, get on a video chat, and teach your clients. The second one is you can charge high ticket. For example, when I launched my program back in April, my consulting, I was charging $2,000 per client. And so when I launched the program, my first 10 days, I made almost I did make $13,000 within my first week, which was pretty crazy because I've never made that kind of money before. But because I was charging high ticket, you can go anywhere $2,000, $5,000, up to $10,000 or more just teaching somebody how to do something based on how big of a problem you're solving. You can charge more for it. All right. So that was number 2, is you could charge high ticket. The third one is you can get started within 48 hours. That's one of the things I love so much, because when I launched my program, right, which was the consulting, I was like, teaching people how to create online courses. I mapped out my program, and within 3 days, I had almost $2,000 in my pocket, which was really, really cool when you think about it. Because think about, the average business out there that people start, whether it's a franchise or starting a local, brick and mortar business. It takes them months, weeks to turn a profit. Even e-commerce, it takes a couple months to turn a profit, but within 3 days, I had $2,000 in my pocket, right? So you can start right away when you're consulting, because think about it, all you're doing is sharing your knowledge. You don't need brick and mortar, you don't need products, you don't need anything. You just need to be able to get on a camera and teach somebody how to do something, right? So let's go ahead and finalize with the cons here. The number 1 con is it's time consuming, and there's time commitments. All right. So for example, let's just say you're in Bali or you're in Medellin, like I was living in Medellin, and if you're gonna have to be meeting with your clients, because remember, you're consulting, you're teaching, so you're gonna be having meetings set up with them, whether it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, twice a week, whatever it is that you decide, and you're gonna have to meet those time commitments. So if you're gonna want to be traveling or not have Wi-Fi for a while, that's gonna be a problem. So having those time commitments, and it's very time consuming because you are working on a one-on-one, even though it is virtual, there are some time commitments that you're gonna have to meet. All right. The second con is you're gonna have to focus on the individual results of your customers. All right, which is very, very important, because if somebody's gonna be paying you $2,000 or whatever it is for your consulting, you gotta make sure you deliver for them, right? So their results are almost a reflection of the way you're teaching. So you're gonna have to show up more and deliver more for your customers. So if you're afraid of delivering and then not just selling like a lot of internet gurus do, they just sell something and not deliver, that's not a business model you're gonna want to go into, because you're gonna have to sit there and deliver results for your customer. And the third one here is, and this is the biggest reason why I actually got out of consulting, right, teaching people how to become a digital nomad, is you gotta have a skill in order to teach. Because if you don't have a skill or passion or anything like that to teach somebody, right, to consult somebody on, you can't start this business model, right? So you could do anything from, if you know how to cook, if you know how to dance, if you know how to, do art, whatever it is, you could teach that to somebody else, because somebody is Googling in the world or on YouTube how to dance, how to cook, how to make YouTube videos, and you can create content and YouTube videos and teach them how to do that, and they're willing to pay for you. Now the problem lies is if you don't have a skill, or if you don't have a passion to teach somebody, you can't really consult and you can't really start this business model, right? So that's why I kind of got out of, you know, teaching people how to create online courses, is because most people, the average person, doesn't really have a skill in order to, you know, go out there and make an income online, which I did at the time, because I said I've been doing internet marketing. I'm willing to learn and launch online courses, and just got really good at something. Right, guys? So those are the two business models, and combine those two business models of maybe almost $100,000 without a college degree, and I'm 23 years old and been able to travel, you know, from Miami and now in Colombia. Now we're going to be going to Brazil and all over the world. Is those two business models. Now, unfortunately, I'm not doing either one of those business models anymore. I'm going to be getting more into e-commerce, but those are two business models that allowed me to travel, that you can start right away, almost with zero to just a couple, you know, couple dollars to get started. But if I can do it, that means you can do it too. All right, guys, so hopefully you got a lot of value from this. Guys, I teach stuff like this all the single time. I'm not selling any courses at this moment, and I don't see myself selling a course anytime in the next couple months. So guys, make sure you subscribe below, because all I'm gonna be doing is giving value. All right, so I'm gonna see you guys next time. Miami Patron out.